morning, good evening, and wherever the sun may find you. My name is Walt, and this is Coffee and Concepts on Keystroke Medium. It's election day, so do your thing. There, hit that check mark on whatever you decide to select, and let's get your voices heard so that we can do what's really important: read more books and buy more coffee, because it's all about the caffeinated here on Keystroke Medium's Coffee and Concepts. And speaking of caffeinated, Unity 151 Sci-Fi Booktube is here saying hello. You can say more than that. It'll fit on the screen, I promise. Speaking of caffeinated, we are going to, I have to edit a little something because we have an artifact left over from a different show. There we go. Speaking of caffeinated, and a longer hello. Yes, I am happier now. Thank you, Unity 151 Sci-Fi Booktube. Speaking of caffeinated, we have another of the Keystroke Mediums coffees that have just showed up, and I'm so excited for this one because I love me some dark roast coffee. So if you haven't seen it yet, all the Keystroke coffees are on sale. You can go to keystrokemedium.com, go to the tab at the top that says coffee, and you can order some of these wonderful blends. Today, I have just happened to have in my lap the Roast of Doom. Oh my God, I am so excited. Roast of Doom is a French roast, if I remember correctly. And the thing I love about a French roast is it reminds you of sitting next to a campfire. So it's got that really heavy, smoky taste. It's a dark roast, so it's not bitter. It's a little more. A dark roast has a tendency to be a little more earthy than bitter. We got the boss saying hello. Heyo, Josh Hayes. They have a tendency to be a little more earthy than bitter. But the thing about a roast like this, the Roast of Doom, is that it's just got that heavy, smoky taste. It feels like you're drinking coffee next to a campfire. It's just really, really good. And most French roasts have a really nice finish, so it's nothing at all to show. Devin Ford, show us your beans. All right, man, I can open this up. That's not a big deal. Let's see. The smell on this is amazing. I mean, just fantastic. Oh, and hey, they must have done something to the bag because this time I didn't need a giant blade to open it. Let's see what we got here. Yep, it smells exactly like a French roast should. It's got a slightly salty smell, and you can smell the smoke on this. I mean, that's what's important. I'm working on it, Devin. He's like, I meant coffee. It's kind of dark. You really can't see it, but I mean, we have nice dark grind on this. It should look very dark. It shouldn't be a light brown like some of your lighter coffees. Oh my God, the smell on this is amazing. And what's really fun is when you get the package in the mail and I usually use whatever pocket knife I have with me to open my mail. And then when you just slice open even the slightest part of that package, just the smell of this coffee just wafts right out, and you just like, oh yes, good stuff. So once again, this is the Roast of Doom. It comes pre-ground, which is really cool. If you like to grind your own coffee, maybe that's something the Keystroke crew can tackle in the future, getting whole bean on there. This is really easy. So, I mean, if you don't have time, if you got to get those words and you don't have time to grind your own coffee, this is a great alternative. Excuse me. And, but I mean, as far as like the quality of the coffee so far, I've already tried the Light On Story, which I don't usually drink a light roast coffee as like, just my go-to, just because light roasts have a tendency to have a higher acid content, and I don't need acid reflux in my life. However, the light on story that I tried, and if you go to Keystroke Medium's Facebook group, you can see an unboxing video where I make the coffee in a pour over. The There was very very little of the acidic taste in it. You want a little of the acid because it brings out some of the flavor, but that light on story was really good. No heartburn, no whatever. And I usually make my coffee pretty strong, so it had a really good flavor to it. So I'm really excited for this now, because like I said, dark roast coffee for me is where it's at, because it's a lot less caffeine. There's a lot of usually a more bold flavor, and I really like the smoky intensity of a light roast. I mean, of a smoky intensity of a French roast. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So speaking of a lot of fun, if you didn't know, or if you are new to the writing community and you are new to Keystroke Medium, there is a little thing that a lot of aspiring writers try to kind of gauge their interest in whether or not they can do writing as something, either as a hobby or something just to therapeutic to get their thoughts out, or maybe you're chasing that career as an author. This thing is called NaNoWriMo. It stands for the National Novel Writing Month, and it's an organization that usually kind of pushes authors to try and finish a novel of 50,000 words in 30 days, right? So roughly, if you're kind of wondering how bad that is, that's about 2,000 some odd words in the course of a month. Every day in the course of a month. So going to my handy dandy pocket calculator, about 2,000 words a day, or if you want to be more exact, it's 1,666.6 repeating with a 7 at the end. Words. So getting that 1,600 to 2,000 words a day. Okay. I've seen some of your Facebook posts. You guys can crack out 2,000 words a day. Even if you did it on your phone, if you carried a piece of folded up paper in your pocket and a pen, write those words, get them out. But that's not really the concept I wanted to talk about today. If you have a writer in your life, the concept I wanted to talk to you about, and it came up in some of the internet posts the other day. One of my friends, Joe Gallagher, fantastic human being, a Renaissance man who has done soldiering. He has been a comic book inker and writer. He's going to dip his toe into the thing, into NaNoWriMo this month, to give it a whack and get some words out of his skull. So just a fantastic human being. Love Joe, cool dude. And he said he was doing NaNoWriMo, and the subject of being a cheerleader came up. Devin saying, "I've got 4,385 words by lunchtime with baby duty." We've seen use that expensive pen you spoke about a month ago, and the Moleskine notebook. Yeah, you ain't lying, man. We've seen Devin with pictures with a baby in one arm and cracking out words on a laptop with the other. That dude is multifunctional. But the subject on that, as well as another Keystroke Medium post that came up, and as far as, what have you done this month, or what are you doing this month? What are you planning out this month? And I said, I'm going to be a cheerleader. And that is a very important thing to an author, because much like any other type of entertainer, which an author is a type of entertainer, feedback counts. So, that feedback loop of positivity that you get when you show off something you've done and people enjoy it, and it fuels you to do even more. That's important. That's like, cracking open that package of product placement. Keystroke coffee and getting that smell, because it just primes you to that next step of making the coffee, which primes you of the next step to drinking it. And it's very similar in somebody who's trying to get those words out, especially a first timer who's never done it before or looks at 50,000 words as this daunting experience. Um, so be that guy. Even if you're even if you're a girl, be that guy. Get out there, chase those authors, especially the new ones, and just give them a little word of encouragement this month. Like, hey, I enjoyed what you did last time. Let's see it again. Hey, you're new to this. How many words have you got today? Or you see them posting like, oh man, I'm not feeling it today. Nothing I'm doing is going right. Give them that little hint of, hey, did you sit down to get some words? That might make you feel a little bit better. So if you got a minute, chase down some of your favorite authors, just give them a word of encouragement, even if they're really established, guys who have done, 10, 15, 20 novels. They're on the bestseller list because 9 times out of 10, if you look at their Twitters, it's people showing up to tell them they suck. So instead, be that guy that turns it around. Show them that there are people who appreciate their work, that do enjoy what they're doing, that are enjoying those ideas of epic fantasy, intrigue, action thrillers, monster hunting in the middle of Boston, or whatever your desired genre is. Get out there and let them know that they're doing a good job, because we have enough crazy things going on in the world. We should be able to enjoy what we read, and so that we get more. It could be fun to let the authors know that we're enjoying what they're doing, so they should keep doing it. That being said, speaking of enjoying what we're doing, Keystroke Medium Live goes live on Monday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern with Josh, Scott, and Chuck, where they have roundtable discussions and interesting guests to talk about the latest and greatest in and around publishing. We have Coffee and Concepts, normally at 7:30, but I had to go out and vote. On Tuesday mornings, we have Lauren and Kayleen on the Writer's Journey, where they take my wife in the background, woohoo! Where they take an inside look into the. She's so distracting. Lauren and Kayleen take an inside look into the world of publishing for both the avid reader and the new author, or that experienced author who just might need a tip or trick to turn a certain thing around. They go into the concepts and allow them to flourish, and maybe distill them down to easily remembered bullet points so that you can take them and use them in your toolbox. Josh Gayu doing long storytelling interviews on YouTube. I can have the English. You can tell I haven't had my roast of doom yet. So visit keystrokemedium.com for all that's fit and fun to be read in between the pages. Check out Keystroke Medium on Facebook, on our Facebook group, and we hope you have a good day. Thank you very much for sharing our morning, and we're out of here.